Hello guys, and welcome to another stream. And yeah, I'm still recovering from that trailer. And yeah, I'm just gonna be playing Super Mario Odyssey here. I started like a save file not too long ago, so I wanted to replay this game. Because it's been a while since I've replayed Super Mario Odyssey, and I'm just gonna kind of discuss some of my thoughts, and you can also ask me questions on like what I thought on the specific thing, and I might talk about some other things like I do on normal streams. But yeah. Um, so that trailer, yeah, that was that was pretty good. I was not expecting it to be that good. Um, I actually, to be completely honest, I had relatively low expectations going into the trailer. Even with the poster and everything, I still kind of had somewhat low expectations, but now, now I have a lot of hope for the movie now, and now I actually feel like it could actually be genuinely good. Because, yeah, I was kind of surprised there. Like, I mean, I know the animation I knew the animation was gonna look good, but all the designs actually look pretty good. Like Bowser's especially, and the Mario's too. I know people are gonna have to get used to that Mario design. Some people find it a bit weird, but I actually really liked the Mario design. I do feel a little differently about Chris Pratt voicing Mario though. I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but I feel like it could be better. I feel like it could, like I feel like it's kind of hard to judge since we didn't really hear much in that trailer. We only heard like a couple lines, and I don't really think that's enough to judge. But I think it just sounds kind of eh. Like, I mean, it could be better, but Jack Black as Bowser, that sounds great. That sounds actually great. And then Keegan Michael Key as Toad, and I'm not sure who's voicing Kamek, but they sound pretty good too. I really like Kamek's design. I feel like it's pretty fitting for Kamek's personality and everything, and yeah, but most of the voice acting in the movie so far sounds pretty good. And then there's also the penguins too. I thought that was cool. They had the Mario 64 penguins. I know they're in other games, but they were like first in Mario 64. But that was really cool to see them in the movie. I wasn't expecting them to show like that many things from the Mario franchise. I thought it was going to be generally pretty generic, like with mostly showing stuff from like the new Super Mario Bros. Games, but I was actually pleasantly surprised to see the Mario 64 penguins there. And just the way the Mushroom Kingdom was portrayed in general looked great. Like, Super Mario Odyssey already had a thing where it was starting to use, like, more, realistic looking, well, not realistic, but kind of, like, realistically shaped mushrooms rather than the blocky mushrooms that are usually in Mario games, but I'm glad they have, like, a more interesting look this time. Oh, Kevin Michael Richardson voices Kamek. Okay, yeah, but he sounds really good as Kamek. Kamek in general, I feel like not a lot of people talk about how Kamek was portrayed in this trailer, but I think I really liked Kamek. And Bowser was the highlight. I think the way Jack Black is portraying him is great. Like, from his design to like the animation, and it's just really good. Bowser's definitely gonna go pretty hard in this movie. Jack Black as Bowser, honestly, I would say it's just as good as a fit as Jim Carrey was for Dr. Robotnik. I feel like both of those castings kind of go hard. And I feel like Honestly, I feel like the Mario movie, it's kind of a similar situation to the Sonic movies, because originally, originally with the Sonic movie, it was it had the it had the cursed design and everything, um, but then they ended up changing the design, and then it ended up being a pretty well received movie. But yeah, I think I'm actually surprised at how well this movie is turning out, because I'm really excited about it. I feel like there's been a lot of great video game adaptations in the past few years, like from Detective Pikachu to both of the Sonic movies, the Angry Birds movies, and then now the Mario movie. They're actually turning out to be pretty good, which is I really like that. I really like that. That they're finally like actually having good video game movie adaptations. Pleasantly surprised with Jack Black. Yeah, Bowser will be the best part. I agree. Yeah. But yeah, I just really like how this movie is turning out and everything. And speaking of Super Mario Odyssey, since I'm playing it right now, I hope there's going to be some Odyssey references in the movie, because there already was some in the poster with Toad's backpack. There's another video game adaptation we're having in a couple years, a live action one with Pac-Man. Oh yeah, I heard about that. It could either turn out like Sonic, or it could be like really bad. I feel like at first, when thinking of like live action Pac-Man, I feel like it sounds like, I mean, kind of like how Sonic did. It kind of sounded terrible. Like it doesn't really sound like it would work out. Like, but it might end up like Sonic. I don't know. I find it funny how rolling around is a effective method of transportation in Super Mario Odyssey. And I actually like to use motion controls in Odyssey. Hey Anton Retro, do you want to join the stream? So I hope Pac-Man isn't treated like a computer-generated character and the humans can just coexist with Pac-Land. Okay. After all, there's Lucy from Pac-Man 2. Um, I think the word you're looking for was celebrating, not recovering from. Well, I mean recovering from because it was so good. I'm just kind of. It was so exciting. I'm recovering from it. That's kind of what I meant. Like, I mean, sometimes like if there's like a really good direct, I have to like recover from it for a while. I feel like. I mean, I kind of mean recovering in a good way. Like, it was so exciting that I have to. It was too much to take in. Okay. So I'm calling Anton Retro. Hey! I want to make sure everything's working. Can you hear me? Actually, I think I have to change something. I'm not sure if it's on my side. Oh, wait. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I think my
Okay, okay.
Discord I think Discord reset the settings.
Yeah, it's annoying when it
Yeah.
does that.
But yeah,
Yeah, how's it going?
good. I really enjoyed the trailer for the Mario movie. I was actually pretty surprised
Yeah.
by it. I know
Yeah, I thought it was much better than I was expecting.
yeah,
So,
I know recovering from it kind of sounds like I didn't like it, but I'm kind of recovering from it because it was so exciting that
because it
yeah,
exists, it
it was
finally
a lot to
exists, it's
take in.
real. I know, it's really cool. I have to say, I really like the. At first, when I saw like the image of Mario that leaked, I was like, I don't know. But then seeing it, I was like, okay, like I don't know. For some reason, now everything that happened with like the voice acting, it all felt kind of like it when it fell into place.
Yeah. But honestly, I would say the only thing that I'm a bit iffy about is Chris Pratt's voice of Mario, but
Yeah,
everything else about it is great.
yeah, exactly. The visuals look amazing. A lot of detail, and I'm
Yeah.
surprised they went with a more detailed look to everything. Since Mario stuff is usually pretty cartoonish, but I mean Mario Odyssey is pretty much the most realistic, I would
Yeah,
say.
I would say that
Most
yeah, I would say
detailed,
the
right?
detail is probably the most comparable to Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It just looks really
Yeah, and I thought it was
nice. Each
really
shot
cool.
just felt like
And I thought it was really cool with the fact that they brought back the penguins from Mario 64.
yeah, that I was not expecting at all. I wasn't really expecting that much in terms of like what they would do with like characters and stuff. But I mean, that's really cool. You know, I think there's a lot of things that they can use there to their advantage, right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they're trying to do that,
Yeah, that gives
right?
me a lot of
So
hope for like other Mario NPCs and other Mario characters,
yeah,
like
exactly.
the Piantas. Like,
Yeah, because I could see them doing Piantas, and I think they might do Lumas.
yeah, I did you see the
Uh,
McDonald's leak?
yeah, that's why I'm thinking that, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it has a Luma there, so why not? I mean, they are Mario characters, you know, so
What if?
I think Piantas we could see in there.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a
So
possibility of Piantas. I don't think
yeah,
we'll see Isle Delfino or Delfino Plaza. I think
in like a beach area, we
yeah,
could
I think
see
we'll
them.
probably
It'd
get like
have
a
to be
beach
something like
area.
that.
Yeah, like because I think it's
Yeah,
mostly going to show areas that are adjacent to the Mushroom Kingdom, kind of like how they usually are in like Paper Mario and different things, kind of like the surrounding areas. That's probably what they um, were referring to with like that snow area. That's probably like referencing the normal snow area that you go to in the Mario games.
yeah, for sure. I think there's a lot of potential here. They're pretty creative with a lot of the things that they're doing. So I'm very excited to see more of it.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, I'm pretty happy how it turned out. Like I wasn't expecting much. I was like, okay, like I thought before watching it, I was expecting it to kind of be like the overall the reception would be like it's decent, it's nothing
yeah, that's
amazing,
kind of how I was
but
expecting it to be.
yeah, I thought it was just gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, it's a Mario movie, everyone's gonna go see it, but they're not gonna really, you know, they're gonna not. It's not gonna be like insane or anything. We're not gonna. I don't know. I wasn't expecting that much, but I was pleasantly surprised by how just polished it
Yeah.
is, right?
Because
So
I was kind of expecting it to be like kind of either generic or even kind of boring, kind of like how Illumination movies sometimes are, and how Nintendo treats Mario every once in a while. I mean, with recently, like with games like Odyssey and different things, I feel like they have been being more creative with Mario, but there was still
yeah,
kind of that worry there.
yeah. I guess like on one hand, I was like, you know, I think they're making a Mario movie. I don't think they want to mess this up. You know,
Yeah,
I feel like if they were to mess it up, you know, it wouldn't be good since it's something that a lot of people can see, right?
yeah,
Like a game, right? It's you got two barriers to entry. You've got the price of the game and you got the game console itself, right? So those are the barriers to entry. But with a movie, almost anyone can watch
yeah.
it as long as you know, or like I mean, like the
And
theater,
then
you know.
eventually it will be out on
Um,
streaming services. So
yeah, exactly. So the barrier to entry is really low. So something like a Mario movie would make all the sense in the world to be as good as it can possibly be. And not only does it help, Illumination, but it also helps Nintendo with the Switch and stuff. Like if
Yeah.
someone watches the movie and like, oh, I want to play Mario again, like I wonder if they're gonna do a reference where Mario plays the Switch
Yeah,
for
I
some
think they might do like something. It may not be it may not be like the Switch, but they might have like the NES or something. Like I think that they might do something like that.
or like in the background it'll have like the Switch. Like I think they're gonna, because Miyamoto said that we would see stuff like
Someone said in the
details,
chat,
right?
"Do you yield?" I do not. Proceeds to destroy the ice city with fire breath.
It's so cool to have an ice city.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot.
That is
It reminded me a lot of Paper Mario, like Paper Mario 64,
Yeah,
because
same.
one they had
Like that opening
yeah.
was very like Paper
Because
Mario.
one,
Like.
they had the floating Bowser's Castle, which is in Paper Mario 64, Sticker Star, Color Splash, and then partially in Origami King. And then they had the Penguin City, which is actually like a place in Paper Mario 64 with Shiver City. They have like the city of penguins. And then the actual design of the city itself reminded me of Crystal Palace. So I feel like there definitely is some influence from like the Mario RPGs or Paper Mario there.
Yeah, just the opening felt very like cinematic and very epic.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting something like that. I thought it would start with Mario being like I just thought it would start with Mario and be like, let's go, and then all of a sudden it started playing like a random pop song, and then after the random pop song, that's how I thought it would start. I didn't think it would start like as epic.
Yeah. You know, it kind of reminds me. I'm not sure if it was like Despicable Me 1 or 2, but it kind of reminded me of like I think it was 1. Kind of reminded me of the opening to Despicable Me 1.
Yeah, the openings are very good to those.
Yeah,
movies.
and I feel like I'm definitely noticing a lot of influence from the original Despicable Me, which is like the one movie that actually had the one Illumination movie that was actually written well and was actually good.
Yeah. I thought that was really good. I liked the second one personally.
Yeah, I actually liked the first two. 3 was kind of eh.
I don't remember 3
Yeah.
at all. That just maybe shows how like irrelevant.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it really felt like they just. Like I don't really remember much about it other than the fact that it has like, the one character that everyone was thinking Luigi would look like, and was it like Gru's brother or something? I forgot what it was. It was.
Yeah, honestly, that movie I just forget it mostly. Like the first 2 I pretty much remember fully, but the third movie I don't. And then I've watched the Minions movie a few times, so I actually kind of remember it, even though it's kind of just random stuff that happens. But yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the first 2 movies, I actually quite like them. So I think like the opening is very very reminiscent. I noticed. So
Yeah, and yeah, Toad has teeth both in the movie and Super Show. You know what? I feel like this movie is also, on top of Paper Mario 64, it's also kind of giving me Super Show vibes a little bit.
they must have watched it. I wonder if they
I feel
watched
like
it.
I'm actually I don't think
research.
it was a lie that they said that the team working on, or the studio working on the movie it liked Mario and was experienced with Mario and everything. Because it actually seems like they are taking a lot from different pieces of Mario media. It actually does seem like they're kind of having influence from things other than the mainline Mario games. I mean, it's fine if they mostly reference the mainline Mario games. That's to be expected. But it's cool seeing, like, kind of subtle nods and references to other things in the Mario series, like Paper Mario 64 and even kind of the Super Show. You know when it showed the Mario theme, like the kind of the chiptune sounding Mario theme? That's the way they showed that, the way it sounded a lot like the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, how this show starts out, because they have a similar kind of thing.
It sounded very like compressed, like the way like the like when they played like the 8-bit, it sounded like it was just like compressed like
Yeah, it
anime
actually that's
sound,
kind of how it sounds
right?
in Super Show. So I'm not sure. Like I think someone made an edit of it where it goes right in, where it has like Bowser and then it goes right into Super Show.
Yeah. Yeah, I did notice quite a bit of similarities to that. So that's pretty neat. They seem to be taking a lot of cool elements from different games. So I'm very excited to really see what this movie is like.
Yeah,
Potential. I think that's the thing. I think collectively everyone's pretty excited about it and pretty happy with the result. I know like the Mario's voice a bit iffy, but like I guess we only heard him say like 2 or 3 lines, so he can't be like that
yeah.
like picky. I think yet, like until we hear him actually say like a lot more. But I kind of have an idea for the story of this movie. It seems pretty obvious. I think. Do you have any idea for the
Yeah, I
story?
think basically, well, on top of being a Mario origin story, because I mean, I don't think it's because
Yeah.
Mario says like, "What is this place?" Like, he has to be that has to be an
Yeah,
origin
it's
story.
never been there
Yeah,
before.
and Toad does say Mario, like he knows Mario or something, but I think that's they clipped it because I mean, in trailers they obviously are gonna clip different
Yeah,
parts.
like I
Yeah,
remember Xenoblade Chronicles 3. All of those lines in that trailer for the first one were all taken out of
yeah.
context. Like some of them were like literally like the end cutscene, and I'm just like, as I'm playing the game, I'm like, wait,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, and even with
yeah,
well, this wasn't like a voice clip, but like with Kirby and the Forgotten Land, with one of the trailers, it showed like the scene right before the final boss. Um,
yeah, it did. I remember. I think it was like the second one that they did, where like it showed the ending, and it's like, what is that,
yeah,
right?
but I
So
think
sometimes they do take stuff,
yeah, but I
right?
think Toad there was just they clipped out the part where Toad was introducing himself and Mario was like talking, like they probably had like a short conversation in between, like when they started talking. Like I think when Mario touches the mushroom is like the first time that they talk, and then they kind of have a conversation before they like start kind of jumping into the Mushroom Kingdom. But
Yeah.
yeah, but other than that, I think the story is going to be about like Bowser trying to like gain power from like collecting power stars in different kingdoms. And then I mean, I feel like the Peach is going to get stolen somewhere in there. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Or I wonder if they'd abandon the trope of Peach getting kidnapped
I
and have it where I
I'm
don't
not
know. I
sure.
mean, I feel like I was thinking they could kind of do something like that, where or they could put it that as like something that happens, but it happens way earlier than you think it would, and Peach teams up with it
Yeah.
or
I
something.
it might be like that, or it might be something like even near the end of the movie, like
It could even be like Paper Mario, where she has her own kind of side story
yeah.
parts throughout the movie, where like she's like captured. Like they could do something like that. I don't know. I think like they could abandon it, but I mean I know it's like called Super Mario Bros. And that's what happened in Super Mario Bros. So I mean I
Yeah.
guess I don't know. I think they might do something that, like they might take that but do more with it. You know. So, but you know, it's one thing I noticed about the story. I don't know if you ever watched. I watched this like anime, this Mario anime. I don't know if you ever seen that. It was an old uh Japanese like film, right? I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's kind of like it's like an official
Yeah, I
thing.
heard about that.
So it has the story in that was that Mario got like sucked into the mushroom like kingdom from like him playing a video game. He was playing Super Mario or like a video game, and he went into the game,
Yeah.
right? And he was from like the city, right? But my idea for this is that it's probably gonna start out with like because we know about like Foreman Spike being in the movie. I think it's just gonna start out with him getting a job being like or him starting out he has a job in like the being like a part of the wrecking crew, and then after that he gets fired, and then he joins Luigi with plumbing, and then they go to inspect something, and then like they fall into a pipe which leads into like when they're plumbing they go they fall into a pipe which leads to the Mushroom Kingdom, something like that, and he loses Luigi on the way. That's my idea. maybe they could also, I don't know, maybe fit in like Pauline. I'm not sure Pauline would fit in there, but I feel like because Donkey Kong would be in the
Yeah.
movie, that could be like the
And I'm not
opening.
sure what they're gonna do with
So
Cranky Kong and Donkey Kong. Maybe they'll resolve that weird issue that like Cranky Kong was the original Donkey Kong and somehow he's old. Like I don't know. I feel like they might resolve that one issue that people have with like the Mario franchise or Donkey Kong franchise with like the distinction between Donkey Kong and Cranky Kong.
yeah, like Donkey Kong is, Cranky Kong, cause like yeah, cause Cranky Kong is for the in the first in Donkey Kong, right?
Yeah.
And then like later on, it's like the Donkey Kong. I know it's a bit confusing, right? So I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they would resolve that.
Yeah.
Like kind of trying to explain that is a little bit weird. Or to say like Cranky Kong is was the Donkey Kong from like the past, but I don't know. It's kind of a bit weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're
Also,
gonna go about
also
doing it.
this one bonus level from Super Mario Odyssey that I'm playing right now. I forgot that they
Yeah,
had these. They kind of remind me of the
yeah, it's a
yeah. It
cool
kind of
level.
reminds me of like the floodless levels in Sunshine because you don't have
Yeah,
Cappy.
very similar, and it's a like and it's kind of like the space style.
Yeah, I feel like these like sub areas in Odyssey are kind of inspired by the floodless levels from Sunshine, even the ones with Cappy. Just like the idea of like these sub areas with like these cool backgrounds and everything.
Do they ever take away Cappy in any of these? I don't
Oh, the one I'm
remember.
playing right now actually does. Like you put them on the scarecrow
Oh,
thing,
okay.
and
Oh,
then it
yeah. I guess so. Yeah. I didn't notice. I was watching it, but I'm wondering, are there any that like they take it away? Um. Yeah, I guess that's the only way they could do it. So,
yeah.
I mean,
This
it's a
one
pretty
isn't a
cool style of
this
level.
one isn't a timed one. It's just like a kind of like a normal one, but you still don't have Cappy to do the platforming.
Oh, okay. Because usually when you put him on there, it's like a time
Yeah,
thing. So this is just like it just stays on there. Okay, that's pretty neat. Do you think Pauline will appear in the movie? What do
I
you think?
think she probably will if they're doing the Donkey Kong thing.
Yeah, it would make sense. I mean, why not? Right? So, I don't think I don't. This is personally my opinion, but I don't think that Wario, Waluigi, or Daisy, maybe Daisy, but I don't think Wario or Waluigi will appear
I
in this
don't
game.
think Waluigi,
Like,
but I think Wario might at least be like a small appearance or a cameo or something like that. If they're gonna have Wario and Waluigi, it might be something for the second movie.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, they don't want to put every single character from the Mario universe in this game. They obviously want to do something for a sequel, which they most likely will make. So I'm just like, like maybe they could showcase, um, maybe Wario. But I would say Daisy at the most. Not sure about. I mean, maybe Rosalina since there aren't Lumas, but I don't know. I don't know what characters we will definitely see. So I'm
Recently, I got
excited
the
to
SpongeBob movie
see
game.
more.
The SpongeBob segments remind me of the floodless levels. Yeah, I actually haven't played the movie game. I need to play that sometime. I have played some of Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, I got the remake, but I still haven't played it. I got it pretty cheap on Steam one time with on sale, so like, oh, I might as well just get it. So I haven't played it yet, but I plan to play it before the Cosmic Shake,
Yeah, I'm really look.
because that game
Yeah,
looks
I'm
pretty
really
neat.
looking forward to Cosmic Shake.
Yeah, they're doing such a good job with that. Like, they didn't really need to, but I mean, but they're really trying to make it like a really decent, like, high quality platformer. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty impressed that they're doing that right.
I
So
feel like this generation, or at least the past 5 years, has been kind of like a revival for 3D platformers. Because I mean, we got Mario Odyssey, which is a return to the sandbox platforming for Mario, and then Kirby and the Forgotten Land, the first 3D Kirby game, not counting Kirby 64
Yeah.
because that's not a 3D game, and then Crash 4, and then also the Crash Insane trilogy, and yeah, there's like a lot of things, and then the Spyro Reignited trilogy, Pac-Man World Repack, and then Cosmic Shake, and then the Battle for Bikini Bottom remake. There was that other game I forgot, the KO the Kangaroo, I think.
Yeah.
I would even count like stuff like Hat in Time or Ukulele, even though that's kind of a more controversial game. The sequel was pretty well received, but yeah, but I think it's been like a kind of a revival of 3D platformers.
Yeah, I would agree. There's been tons of stuff
I'm just waiting for
in that genre.
just
So,
waiting for Banjo to return.
yeah, honestly, like a remake of both games. Oh, that'd be
Oh
really
yeah,
nice. I mean,
the
they could.
Klonoa remake
Yeah.
too. Even though Klonoa isn't a 3D platformer, it's still from that era. So I guess it's
They're doing a lot of remakes, I've noticed, and like revivals of certain series. So that's pretty cool to see.
yeah. Yeah, I would kind of count Klonoa as that because it's like a revival of a platformer from that era. So I guess platformers in general are just kind of, well, I mean, I would say more 3D platformers because it kind of seemed like for a while between like the late 2000s up to like the mid 2010s, it's mostly been like the NES, SNES era retro revivals, not really focusing on like the N64 GameCube era at all. Like I mean, well, that era wasn't that old then, so there really wasn't that much nostalgia for it yet, like in the late 2000s to like the even the early 2010s. So it was mostly just like NES arcade era nostalgia then. So
Yeah, and I think a lot of that stuff is kind of starting to really die
yeah,
down.
I think it will always persist. Like even though it will die down in the mainstream, I think we'll always still kind of get nostalgia for that, like because we're still getting like the little references like with the antiques in the Mario movie. But I think, yeah, I definitely feel like Nintendo 64, GameCube, and even kind of Wii a little bit is starting to get more nostalgia.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed recently though, like a lot of that stuff, like I mean, the Mario movie, NES Classic, yeah, SNES Classic, like those things have really helped, right, with getting people able to play those games. But recently though, I've noticed that a lot of games have started to really come down in like price, or they have, or I start to see a lot of copies of certain games around. I don't know why exactly. I think it's maybe because there's certain things are getting expensive, and people don't want to buy them as much,
Yeah.
right? So because recently, like I got Mario Party 6, right, and 5, and when I went to that convention. But the thing is, what I noticed is that there were just so many copies of Mario Party 6. There were a lot of copies. It was pretty much just really easy to get one. So I especially compared to like when I went in April, where I only saw one copy of the game, right? And it was sold. It got sold like right beside me. So like I kind of noticed that like overall that GameCube and 64 stuff has started to get a little bit less crazy. Like maybe it's just certainly like where I am
Yeah.
here, but like,
Actually,
I don't know.
I've
noticed.
actually noticed that it's like slightly decreasing in price on like eBay and different
Yes,
things.
yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's still kind of expensive, but yeah, I definitely do see how it's starting like to go down in price.
I see a slight decrease, right? It's not like a major decrease. I just see it like more copies not being sold as much, and even certain stuff like recently I got a bunch of Wii U games, and they're pretty cheap. Overall, like I managed to get the best game, Paper Mario Color Splash. That's
That
top
game, yeah.
tier game. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the manual or like the actual like.
Oh,
cover.
I don't think it has a
It's
manual.
just the disc.
I don't think it has a manual because Nintendo stopped doing manuals after.
Yeah, I guess it's just like the it has like a card.
Oh
Thing,
yeah,
right? It didn't have
yeah,
that.
just
Yeah.
the normal like Nintendo stuff in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it didn't have that, but it doesn't have like the cover, so it's just like the blue like case. So I don't know. Maybe I'll print one, or maybe eventually I'll do. If I ever find like a good copy of the game, like just
You know,
this one I have here.
yeah. And speaking of manuals, I actually miss them. I feel like
Yeah, like for some reason, half the Wii U game, I think it was up to like 2014
Yeah.
that they stopped making manuals.
Yeah.
It really sucks because you have games like Pikmin 3 and Smash Bros. I think.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think the last one to do a manual, or like one of the last ones. I'm not sure which one was the last, but I think Smash 4 was around the time they stopped doing them because that was like I think that's like the last manual that I got, not counting the book that you got with Mario Maker.
Yeah. I would probably think that like once they started to do those red boxes,
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know why they ever did that. Those red cases.
Yeah,
For Wii U games, I don't understand that at all. Like, why? That's like so terrible.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know. Even DS, like later DS.
And then Wii games too.
Yeah, 3DS games as well, and it just doesn't make sense. Like, why are you doing this? Just use the color that like is supposed to be designed for. I don't know. It's like imagine if they did like for GameCube games, or I mean like later Wii games as well, right? With like but even like I remember seeing like copies of New Super Mario Bros. Wii that weren't red cases, and they're just white cases, which looks terrible.
Yeah.
Because it's like the game is not designed to look like that. So I don't know why they do that. It's so weird, but yeah, I noticed as soon as they started coming out with those prints, they just got rid of manuals. It's pretty disappointing.
Yeah, it did. Like, it would have been cool to see things like, Mario Odyssey manual or a Splatoon manual and different things like that. But like, yeah, I think with the Switch they could do like little mini manuals to fit inside of the cases. They even have like the little slot.
Yeah.
They even have like the little plastic slots for them.
Honestly, I think it's just cost cutting measures, and not only that, but I also think that it's just like the physical stuff. They're not doing too much crazy stuff with it anymore.
Yeah.
They pretty much. I think honestly, the reason they make physical stuff for Switch still is because a lot of people buy them.
Yeah.
If people stop buying them, then
And I'm continuing to use physical because I like to have because with digital, I mean, like, you could run out of storage, or like, I mean, but I know on other consoles you have to download a lot of the game, but on the Switch you still get like, well, with most games you still get all of the game there. So
yeah, like I'm trying to collect as much of the Nintendo first party games as I can. So it's nice that a lot of those games are physical. There are just currently a few that like I'd like to get, like Snipper Clips Plus had a physical, and I really would like to get that. So I'm trying to look for that, but it's actually quite difficult to find. There's also what else? There's like a few other physicals for like smaller games that they've done.
yeah, one thing that I'm sad about that I didn't get for like a physical copy is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I have Definitive Edition in 3 physically, but I didn't get into the Xenoblade series until 2020. So I mean, by then there really wasn't any copy or really many copies of Xenoblade 2 available except online on eBay for like a lot. So
they want so much.
Yeah, I don't know why Nintendo didn't reprint it.
Lucky. I don't know why either. For a long time, I think it took me like 3 months to actually get it.
Yeah.
I was nonstop searching. Like I was looking and looking and looking. Finally, I managed to get the Torna physically and 2, and it was amazing, right? Because I was just pretty much just wanting the regular game, and there was times where I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should order it on GameStop, but then I'm like, even if I get it in GameStop, it might just be the cartridge in a little plastic bag, which is kind of annoying. I'd like the case as well. So I just waited until I could get it, and I managed to. So I mean, it is nice to have a physical, but it was just quite annoying to look for. So that's one thing that I don't understand why they stopped printing games. Like another game as well I got recently, which for some reason has been out of print for a long time, is ARMS. That game's not in print anymore either.
I'm not
pretty cheap when I went to the.
I'm not surprised because I mean ARMS really wasn't that popular. So yeah. It kind of makes sense why they didn't reprint it, but still, it's just.
Yeah, that game didn't get a lot of print, so it was that. Like a lot of the 2017 games, I think, except for like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Mario Odyssey, and Breath of the Wild, I think all the others that came out that year, like Splatoon 2, those are not in print anymore. So.
Imagine if Kyoto Animation did a Zelda movie. I think they would probably have Nintendo Pictures do a Zelda movie. Actually, I'm not sure who they'd get to make a Zelda movie. Actually, Nintendo Pictures probably not. Maybe as a support to make a Zelda movie, because
it'd be cool if it was 2D animated.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who would do like a Zelda movie. I'm not sure because, like, I mean, Zelda is one of the games. Unlike Mario, I feel like it kind of appeals to a slightly older audience than Mario. Mario appeals to like everyone, but I mean, I did play Zelda as a kid, like with Twilight Princess and everything, but it's usually geared towards slightly older starting audiences than Mario, so I'm not sure if they would. I mean, I could still see them doing an animated Zelda movie, but not with Illumination. Maybe with another studio.
I guess the thing people have said about that is that Link doesn't speak. I know Mario. Well, the thing is, Link doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Right. Unless you count like when he says like "Excuse me, princess."
Yeah, the Deke Zelda series. I can't believe they actually made that. That was so weird. Like they just had it along with Mario and everything.
Isn't it like a few episodes? Like it's not even long or something.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, I'm not sure how long it was. I think it's like 13 episodes or something. But so, I've seen like some of it. But
it's quite like short. Yeah, that's really weird. Like I mean, they were experimenting with all sorts of stuff that they would just never do today. Now Nintendo would be like, yeah, no, Mario's mustache, it has like one extra hair that's acceptable. We have to change this. Right? Back then they were like, oh, we don't care. Do whatever you want.
Oh, there's a bot in the chat.
YouTube only caught one of them. I mean, I guess it's better than catching none. So, good job, YouTube.
I forgot how many moons were in this game. They're like everywhere.
Yeah. I remember, like, honestly, that was the game I probably completed the most because it was just so much fun.
Yeah, Super Mario Odyssey.
I finished it so fast.
Yeah, it's such a. Honestly, there's a lot of people that say that it's not that replayable. I would say it's very replayable. I love playing through this game again.
Like, unless like you play it and like you're finished it and like if you just finished the game, I would say okay, maybe but like for me, like I played it here and there for a little bit recently because I been playing other games, but it is a great game. One of the best Mario games.
Yeah, it's my favorite game of all time.
Like, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like I did think some of like the completionist part of the game is not the best. I think there are other Mario games that I would say like the completion aspect of it is more enjoyable. Right, that's one thing I would say. Like, if you're a completionist, this game is not for you.
Yeah.
Because finding moons gets really tedious, right? But playing it just to play through is
I just like to play this game to just go around, find moons, just kind of explore and do my own thing. That's what I really like doing in this game.
Exactly.
I feel like it's
like I would say completionist type. Like that's Super Mario 64, that's Galaxy, where you have missions that you can easily map out and complete. You know. Like Sunshine, I think that's the perfect game to try to 100%. It's just so much fun to do that. because of the challenge, right? So.
Also, with the Brutals, I just wish they utilized them more. Like, in spin-offs, I wish they were playable characters. It's kind of disappointing that they're only in this game, like, they haven't used them in any other games.
Yeah, I find Nintendo hasn't really used much stuff in Mario Odyssey at all, except for
Yeah,
Pauline.
New Donk
Pauline's,
City.
like, the only character.
I'm surprised they haven't done anything
Yeah.
with, like, Cappy. Like, you'd think they do more with Cappy, like the one main character along with Mario. But no.
That's weird, yeah. I thought they would use Cappy. Because Cappy is like, yeah, the main character in, like, one of the main characters in the game. So, for some reason, like, everything from Mario Odyssey except for, like,
Pauline and New Donk City
has been utilized. Yeah.
In Captain Toad, I feel like they portrayed Odyssey really well, like with the different areas and even one of the bosses. But yeah, I feel like they could definitely do more. I'm fine with them having New Donk City as like the one area they reuse in different sports games and different spin-offs and things. Because they did that with Isle Delfino or both the Delfino Plaza and
like, they used it for so much stuff, like
yeah.
Mario Kart. They used it for Paper Mario. They used it for
yeah, and then also
like a bunch of the Mario sports games as well. So it's pretty cool that they did that. So.
Yeah, and then with characters, I feel like they could definitely have more characters from Odyssey, like we mentioned with Cappy. I think that's definitely a missed opportunity. And also all of the NPCs. Like, there's a ton of new NPCs that they haven't been using.
Yeah.
I feel like the movie could even have, like, a couple of the NPCs from Mario Odyssey. I don't think very many of them, but I could see, like, a couple of the NPCs being used. Since they have had, like, Odyssey references in the movie and everything with the badges on Toad.
Yeah, I could definitely
see that. And I feel like it's been a while since they actually first announced this movie and everything, because do you remember when they like first announced it in I think it was either like late 2017 or early 2018 when they first announced it?
Was it like some presentation they did with Universal?
I'm not sure. I think they did that with like the theme park, but I think they revealed like the movie in like 2017 or something. I think I remember seeing like articles like way back in 2015 or 16 saying they wanted to make a Mario movie. And then in 2017 they said like they were like looking more into it, and then in 2018 that's when they first showed Illumination as the ones making the Mario movie.
Yeah, there was.
I can't believe it was 2018.
Revealed in 2017. It's on what's it called on Wikipedia. So parts of it are still called the Untitled Mario Film.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that they called it the Super Mario Bros. Movie. It almost kind of reminds me of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. It's just like a long title that no one's gonna say.
The title is strange, and the fact that in the logo they emphasize Mario Bros.
Yeah, that's weird.
Emphasize the super part. I don't know. I find it weird with the title and the name, but I mean those things are pretty insignificant compared to the actual movie. They don't affect it, so the title is weird though. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe just get used to it. Like, but that's the thing. If they do a sequel, the Super Mario Bros. 2 movie,
or the Super Mario Bros. Movie 2, yeah, it's weird. They should have.
The second Super Mario Bros. Movie.
The Super Mario Bros. Movie Lost Levels.
Yeah, that would be like the director's cut, like of the. Yeah, I don't know what they do with a sequel. I don't think they'd make it based off Super Mario Bros. 2, unfortunately. I feel like Subcon and stuff, like.
I think it would. Yeah, I think it would be like the Sonic 2 and just have like a more unique plot.
I think it would be like a little bit based off of Super Mario Bros. 3. I think that's what they would do. a little bit based off of that.
Or
A little bit more of Super Mario 64 stuff in there.
yeah, they might do they might have like Wario introduced, or if they somehow don't have Wario introduced in this movie, like that's definitely a possibility. They could have Wario in the sequel. That might even like be part of the plot. Like it might have something to do with like Wario and Waluigi, or something with Bowser teaming up with Wario and Waluigi, because that's happened before in like the Mario Tennis games. So
Yeah. It is exciting though to see a Mario movie.
yeah, it's honestly, even though it's been so many years since we've known about the Mario movie, it's still kind of surreal to actually see it a thing and to actually see a good Mario movie. Well, so far it looks good, but like it's just really, really cool.
Yeah, it is really neat. I think it looks really solid.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a really good movie, and just think how if this movie is super successful, what it would do for Mario.
Yeah.
What it would do with the future of Nintendo animation, you know.
Yeah, I think it's weird how they had like the Nintendo Pictures deal went through the week that the Mario movie got the trailer and everything. I'm not sure if it has anything to do with that, but I think that's kind of like a weird coincidence.
Maybe they were like, yeah, guys, this thing's gonna be a hit.
Yeah, and at first, when they were saying like, "Oh, the Mario movie is gonna be amazing," when like all the companies and everything were hyping it up, like it was gonna be an unforgettable experience, I was thinking like, are they just trying to mask the fact that it's just an okay movie and they're just trying to overhype it, like they usually, like companies usually do with things? But no, it was actually good. I was actually kind of surprised and blown away by it. I was actually.
Yeah, that first scene, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be like, it start with some like cringy like pop songs.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I remember there's like a few songs like I remember reading some like.
Yeah, like when Mario like.
Some like.
Wakes up and there's like an alarm clock and then.
Yeah, that was the one I read. And then it starts playing like "We Built This City," or like it starts playing like "I Wake Up in the Morning."
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
I'm so glad it didn't turn out like that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm ready to see this. I'm ready to see Toad like fart.
Yeah.
Give comedy.
Or Donkey Kong farts and like.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Mario. Like that's what I was expecting. Like there was just so many like ideas of how the movie could be. Like, in like a realistically bad way. That I was like, please, please, please. But I was kind of, honestly, we didn't really get it, but I was expecting the moment in the trailer where it would just be like a meme. It would just become a massive meme. That's what I was expecting. I know there were some things that did. I was expecting something more meme.
I do think the one scene with Bowser or well with the penguin, Bowser and the penguin where he's like do you yield? I do not. Like there's all the memes like I feel like that was kind of like the memed moment in the movie. Like I see a lot of memes based on that, and also I see some memes. Surprisingly, not many with Mario's voice, but I did see some things with like with the one where Bowser is with the star and it has the Super Mario Bros. Thing. Sometimes they like show it with a different clip, like the Hotel Mario or the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. Like they edit different Mario things into that. Like when Bowser's like, and no one will stop me, and then it shows like a certain like Mario scene in there. Or meme.
Yeah, I guess I was expecting something more like it's so bad, it's good kind of thing. That's what I was expecting.
That's kind of what I was.
There's a moment where everybody just like slaps their head and be like, "What is this?"
Yeah, I feel like the reaction is kind of similar to how well when the Sonic movie looked good. Like that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Like with most of the reaction, and the memes are mostly kind of like how they memed like some of the good moments in the Sonic 2 trailer, kind of, well, with like Knuckles, like Do you know like that one scene with in the trailer they showed with like Knuckles and everything? I feel like that's kind of the equivalent to do you yield and then I do not. I feel like that's kind of like the equivalent of that how the Knuckles scene was in the Sonic 2 trailer.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was pretty much like a good scene.
Yeah.
Like, I guess to me, what I was trying to say is like I expected like a scene where we're just like, this is terrible,
Yeah.
this is weird, or like something where it's just kind of like weird, or it's so bad that it's good. But I mean, I guess not having that is a good thing, right?
Yeah.
It kind of just shows that the movie has a lot more going for it than just being like, hey guys, here's like a funny meme-y thing, you know, like they're not intentionally trying to do it. They're trying to make like a really
They're actually trying to make a good movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, me too. I think it has a ton of potential to be just a really overall fun movie to watch. So
Trailer was 9 out of 10. I agree. I would honestly say that was a 9 out of 10. I really like that.
Yeah.
Like,
it was a good trailer, introduced it to all the characters and the
like
kind of tone of the movie. So
like
I think it did everything it needed to do.
an actual good Mario movie is something that I've been dreaming about since like, I was a kid. I actually do like the 1993 Mario movie just because it's so weird. But I mean, that wasn't really trying to be like Mario. That was like, it was supposed to be like really weird. So, but this new movie is actually trying to be a good, accurate Mario movie, which I'm really excited about.
Honestly, that Mario movie from the 90s, they were just like, hey guys, like, play one level of Mario Bros.
Yeah.
They're just like, play one level. No. They'd be like, listen, okay? What we want you to do is read the manual of the movie, of the game. Like, read the Super Mario Bros. Manual, but translated, like, through, like, 20 different languages.
Yeah.
Back to English.
Yeah.
Okay, read this, and there you go. There's a
yeah,
story.
like,
probably what it
yeah,
was like.
even though, like, it's pretty weird, I actually still do like it, just because of how weird it is. But
yeah, it's something that it just probably wouldn't ever
Yeah.
you know, today.
but I'd have to say, the trailer for the new movie was actually genuinely good.
Yeah, it was really good. Like I wasn't expecting it to be as like well received. I was expecting something a little bit more. People were like, you know. But guess what? You know, we actually got something pretty good. So I'm happy with that, and I'm excited to go.
Yeah.
See it. So at least it's something cool we get to look forward to next year. Since I mean, next year we have a lot of games releasing and stuff that we do know about. But I mean, it's definitely not as like packed.
Yeah,
You know?
and you know, next year I kind of
it's
I
good.
kind of have a feeling that the next mainline Mario game is going to release next year. It kind of makes sense.
Holiday?
Yeah, like holiday probably, but it makes a lot of sense because of the Mario movie and everything. I don't think that.
Yeah, because we haven't got a mainline Mario game in a
Yeah.
while, so it would make sense for them.
I
to
don't
do it.
think they would do it in the spring because Zelda is releasing.
Yeah. Good
Yeah,
point.
but I think maybe later in the year. There is a very slight chance that they could do it in, I know I said it's not likely in the spring, but I would say there is a very small chance that it could happen in March as like a surprise announcement releasing with the Mario movie, because it's first releasing in some countries in March, and I feel like that's far enough away from Zelda to where it could be its own thing. But if they do one, like, around the beginning of the year, it's probably going to be a 2D game. But if they wait till the holiday, I think it's just going to be like Odyssey 2 or a new 3D Mario game.
Well, I think there's always a pattern that we've kind of seen year after year. They always do, most of the time, a spin-off game, always the first half of the year. I mean, most times. I think 2020 is probably like the exception,
Yeah.
right? Because most of the time they've done like Mario Strikers or Mario Golf, Mario Tennis,
Actually,
Mario Maker.
they had Paper
All that
Mario
stuff,
in
right?
2020. Well, that was technically the second half, but still kind of in the summer. Like, still in that...
Actually, yeah, you're right. And I wonder if that would have even been scheduled for June anyways. Maybe it was
Yeah,
delayed.
actually,
So you never know about
yeah,
that.
I think it was. I think it's just the summer titles in general, like, are like spin-offs for Mario.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot Paper Mario.
But,
Yeah, I guess so. We have Paper Mario. Um, but I mean, I wonder what they could do. They could do, I think, a 2D
yeah,
Mario.
you know, I know this is kind of crazy, but imagine since they're likely developed by different teams. Imagine if they do like a Mario blowout next year, since they have like the movie, the theme park releasing in Hollywood, and then like everything like that. I think they might do like both a two. I know this is kind of crazy and very unlikely, but imagine a 2D and a 3D Mario game. Like one, like a 2D Mario game, like in the beginning or middle of the year, and then a 3D Mario game towards the end of the year. I know that might be like a bit much, but seeing how they're like pushing,
It is possible.
seeing how they're pushing Mario so much next year, I do think there's a possibility.
Yeah, actually, I think that isn't too crazy to ask because, like, next year won't be Pokemon in there, so they need
Yeah.
something. This year they're relying on Pokemon, which I think kind of sucks because this year I had to say I'm not that impressed with the lineup. I know Mario Rabbids looks good.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to
I
Mario plus
personally feel
Rabbids.
like we needed something. Yeah, it looks really cool. I just think that, unfortunately, like, I'm not very excited for Pokemon at all. I think it's probably like the game that's the game I'm probably the least interested.
I'm kind of like half partially interested because I mean the game itself is like whenever I see a trailer for it, I'm like, oh, that's actually a really cool idea. I really like what they're doing with this game. But the other side of me is like, I just like there's just too much Pokemon. I'm just kind of like I liked Legends Arceus. I really like that game, but man,
Yeah, I guess that game I liked it so much that anything
yeah,
other than
it's
that
just
is just disappointing. And I guess I don't know if that's a bad thing, but I really enjoyed that game.
yeah. I feel like
and I'm just like,
I feel like
anything other than that is.
I feel like Game Freak really should have either put everything into either Legends Arceus or Scarlet and Violet. I mean, both games. I would still say they're a fairly well. I think it's a little too early to judge for Scarlet and Violet, but Legends Arceus. I would still say it's of quality, but it could have used a little more polish in there. So I really feel like they should have chose one game or the other, and then had one release like a few years from now. Like,
Yeah, I think honestly that I don't know. I think it's like too much where it's like not very exciting.
yeah,
I don't know. I want to try to be excited, but I guess after playing Sword and Shield, then I was like, it was fine. I guess also that's the thing. I really liked how Legends Arceus kind of evolved the series with the 30 mechanic, and I really enjoyed that. So seeing this kind of take a step back and go back to like what every other Pokemon game is kind of boring. Especially since I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm like the biggest fan of the Pokemon like the gameplay. I don't know. Are you a big fan of it, like the battle system and stuff? Because I find it boring. I find it. So boring.
I think it's all right. Like if they do an interesting thing with it, like what they did in Legends Arceus, then I really like it. But then other times, like in Sword and Shield, it's just kind of boring. So I feel like I'm kind of in
Like, to me,
between.
I just don't like the crystallization thing. I think that's so generically just boring. Like it just feels like, hey guys, what can we do? Yeah, we'll just do this thing. Same thing. Like they don't really know how to like make something super unique. They just kind of take like, I don't know, it's like it's always like that same gimmick thing that doesn't do much to the
Yeah.
game.
One thing I would say about Scarlet and Violet is that they are doing open world and they are having like a different direction, like with how you can complete the gyms in any order and do them.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that.
But that kind of that crystal thing, that seems pretty gimmicky. I don't know. Like I think they just should have stuck with Mega Evolutions. I don't think they have to do like a new weird gimmick each time. I mean, I don't know. It might be good. It might be good. I still might play the game, and I think I think I'm gonna buy it just because I do like how it looks and everything with the game and everything. I might actually like it. I mean, but just right now, I just kind of feel burnt out from Pokemon.
Yeah, that's same with me. And honestly, after playing Xenoblade 3, I'm just like, I'm just like, I don't want to touch that at all. I'm just like, I'm content with Xenoblade 3, which I still have to play more of. And I mean, I finished the main game and stuff. I just want to play more of like the stuff to do in it, right? I'm just like, I might as well just play that. It's way more interesting than Pokemon.
And you know what's weird?
And
Even though Breath of the Wild 2 will be like a very similar styled like open world game and everything, kind of like, but in between like how Xenoblade and Pokemon is doing, I'm still very excited about that game. I'm just like, yeah, I still can't wait. I still can't wait for that game to release. I feel like something about Breath of the Wild, it's just, it's not well, I mean, obviously no game is perfect, but if any game like controlled and had a world that was that was anything close to perfect, I would say it was Breath of the Wild. Like, I love that game so much. Like, it's right behind Mario Odyssey as one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm just really excited about that game. Even though I kind of feel a little bit burnt out from open world games, I feel like just the way that Zelda is handling open world, I really can't get enough of that. Like, just the way Breath of the Wild is handled and everything, I feel you can really never have enough of the Breath of the Wild gameplay, honestly. That's just kind of my view on it, my opinion on the Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I'd agree as well. I think Breath of the Wild is an amazing game. And I feel like one thing I'm kind of not happy is to have how they handle the trailer stuff. I think Breath of the Wild 2 has been teased so many times that I think that's the only problem. Like, I'm still excited, but I think it's just after seeing so many teasers, you're kind of like, okay, like, I don't know. I definitely I'm excited for it. I just don't like how many teasers are doing. It gets really tedious and just not exciting because then you're like, oh, I'm just gonna see a little few seconds, you know. So I want to see more of what this game really is. Like, what, you know, we know the title, but after like such a long time, I know I'm not very happy with how they handled it. I would have rather them just revealed it like way later. Honestly though, I think the reason why they revealed that game anyways is because they didn't really have that much going on.
That's
like 2019 was not the best year for Nintendo stuff. Like, I know Smash Bros was pretty much on top.
Well,
when I look back at that year, I found it like I found like the game releases were good. Okay, like I'm not saying
okay
and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm talking about like the reveals.
Oh, the reveals. Like, yeah, I agree.
They were not good at all.
Except for Mario Maker.
Like the beginning was, the beginning was good. I would say like E3, post E3.
Yeah.
Like, that first direct was amazing. I really liked that. But that direct there in the middle, I felt was like really weird. Like, a lot of the stuff they were just showing from like earlier, and the only thing they really showed up that was new, I looked at that direct, it was only Animal Crossing, which they had revealed anyways. So it wasn't even like something new. Right, that direct to me was one where I'm like, okay, just Smash Bros, and that's why people liked it, was because of the two Smash Bros characters. But looking back, that direct didn't have much in it. And then I also looked at 2019, like the September one, where they just revealed Xenoblade Definitive Edition and Kirby Clash, and that
that like either. Xenoblade and the SNES Online and Kirby Clash were like the only interesting things in that direct. Oh, I mean, obviously there were the details about other games, but those games were already announced. It really like.
I remember the direct opens up with Overwatch.
Oh yeah.
That was like
yeah. It was,
like I have to say,
and now
games to directs have gotten.
And you know the thing is, you can't even play that game anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So now that part of the direct is like kind of pointless. So,
I thought that was. I know I'm not into Overwatch at all. I don't really like Overwatch that much. I haven't played it before, but I just don't like how it is and everything. But I mean, I don't want it.
Like, actually, I played it before with some friends. It's actually pretty fun. Like, it's definitely it feels. I mean, I wasn't playing competitively, but it felt just pretty easy to get in, kind of like Splatoon. Like I played it like I think it was like I didn't buy it. I played it for free a few times.
But I feel like
I might check
I
it
feel
out.
like they've been handling the game really weirdly.
Yeah, that is not good. I'm probably gonna wait a little bit. Um, we'll see. I mean, I might check it out soon. I'm definitely going to check it out because I did like it. I just think it's one of those games that it feels like it doesn't have that much stuff going on with it
Hmm.
unless you're like really into it. I think it should have always been free, but I don't know. I would say check it out and see if you like it or not. Like it doesn't hurt if it's
Okay.
free,
Yeah,
you
the
know.
only thing that I'm a bit iffy about is supporting Activision Blizzard, but maybe when they're
Yeah.
bought out by Microsoft, once that goes through, I mean, I'll consider it. So
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like it is like you don't have to spend any money or
yeah, that's
anything, so
true.
it's not
That's
like
yeah.
it is just a free game, so you can just check it out. If you like it, you can buy a random skin or something. Honestly, I don't buy any stuff like that anyways, but um yeah, I mean like if you like it, you can just kind of check it out. I mean, I didn't I only played it like a few times free, and I found it pretty fun. Like I didn't get anything, I didn't buy anything because I thought like the loot boxes were kind of weird. Like
Hmm.
it's a paid game, so I'm like, why go loot boxes in a paid game? But whatever. That's an entire
Yeah.
argument for a different
That
time.
was that was probably one of the worst gaming trends that came out of the 2010s was loot boxes in paid games and loot boxes in general.
Yeah, like stuff like that seems like it should be. Honestly, I don't understand that in the slightest. Like putting in a free game allows players to be incentivized more to buy stuff. If you put it in a game where someone's already paid like full price for it, I don't think they'd want to spend as much more on it. Like to me, I'm like, if you make it free, then you just need to update the game and add more stuff to the game. Like that just works better. But I guess sometimes these companies are just like, hey guys, yeah, we need a bit more money to fund like the next like character model that we have to make for the next game, and that's what we have to do. So I don't know. I do think it's weird though that they like in my opinion, I think they should have just kind of did a Fall Guy situation where they just migrate all the Overwatch stuff over. I know they kind of did that, but it seems like more they like kind of reset everything with
Yeah.
Splatoon. So I don't know about that. I mean, it's getting harder for companies these days to actually make sequels to games, right?
Yeah.
Because back then they made sequels because well they wanted to get better hardware, right? Like the reason each Mario Kart game exists is because they kept on wanting to create a better Mario Kart for another system, right? They always kind of had to work from the ground up and try different ideas and meet the hardware standard that were trying to get, right? But the thing is, now that we pretty much have a good standard, we don't really need to worry about that stuff anymore, right? Which
Yeah.
makes making a new game always more difficult because, like, you know, because the thing is, Nintendo doesn't feel like they have to make a new like Mario Kart. They don't have to, right? The game feels modern enough. Like, yeah, it's nice if it gets more content, which it is, but I think like the weirdest one's like Splatoon 3. I definitely like that. Like it definitely feels more like a refined game, but at the same time it also feels a little bit like they they didn't really need to make it at all, and they could have just updated Splatoon 2 with those changes. But I don't know. I guess it just gets a little bit weird because
Yeah.
unless it's like a full new game, like with a new single player campaign. I mean, like something like a new Mario game where they can do something completely different, right? A lot of those multiplayer online games, some of them just feel a little bit like like for their main game modes and stuff. There's really not that much they can really do, you know?
Yeah. But anyways, I think I'm gonna end the stream now. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching this stream. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. And make sure to check out my Discord server and Twitter if you want to. Goodbye.